Kenyans who are normally patient people are beginning to doubt if their leaders can deliver.
The recent argument that the principals were being dragged behind by anti-reform individuals among their troops has been dismissed as unnecessary shifting of blame. Analysts say each of the two is holding back for their own political reasons.
The president really doesn't care, according to me. He has no reason, to care. Except the only thing that actually would make him think seriously about bringing reforms is leaving a good legacy. On the other hand, the Prime Minister, perhaps is trying to be very careful. I don't want to ruffle feathers because I may be chasing away some of the voters.
There have recently been suggestions from the international community that some individuals were sabotaging reforms from within, but there are now questions as to whether this is a legitimate excuse for the delays in implementation of the reform agenda.
The two principles have really not made their followers understand that they're in one government for the people of Kenya. They are not in two governments. There's only one president and one prime minister. The time which is there, it's only the two principals who must actually put their foot down and say that we must work together and make sure that something actually happens before 2012.
We discussed how they pull their troops behind them. We discussed how they take decisions in the cabinet, in the coalition, with the coalition partners.
There is consensus that the reform process is way behind schedule. The constitutional review, upon which the bulk of the Agenda 4 items heavily depend, is at least 6 months behind the original timetable. It is holding back reforms on the judiciary, the police, land issues and issues around poverty, inequality and the regional imbalances.
There is a window of opportunity, but the EU believes that it might close during the next year.
There now appears to be a gradual shift on the side of non-government actors who are increasingly impressing upon the ordinary Wananchi to take over the push for reforms.
Kenyans have entrusted power to their leaders. They rightly expect this power to be used to build a more stable and prosperous nation.
The Wanjikus of this country will come out in large numbers and say, enough is enough and let's actually change this country for the better.
Many will now be watching to see whether the renewed focus on the Kenyan reform process will inspire any significant impetus to realize the most crucial changes before the 2012 election hearing kicks in. Noah Otieno, KTN Prime.